taking over your body. It's flowing through your mind. This feeling's got me on fire. Don't ever leave it all behind. Can you feel the attraction? Feel the attraction. Can you feel it between us? This energy's inside us like electricity. Feel running through like electricity. Feel the love.
Walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Feel like a dynamite, ready to explore right up in the sky. I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes
You are
tonight.
legendary.
We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe. trying to protect your soul.
I fell and lost to the war, shot me dead. I was lost and sad to the voices in my head. I'm gonna get up again. I'm gonna get up to another day. I'm not giving up again. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get up again. I'm gonna get up to another day. I'm not giving up again. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get up Look into my eyes. My heart beats like a drum. You listen to my lies. Love is far to come. Your love is far. Running at the speed of light, kissing every city lights. Calls me in this morning time, but it just goes on. Running at the speed of light, kissing every city lights. Calls me in this morning time, but it just goes on. Gotta get up again. I'm gonna get up to another day. I'm not giving up again. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get and his name is John C. Gonna get up
I'm crawling around, searching for higher ground. Can't see in front of me, my enemies. I've tried every possibility, ability to know if I can bleed. If that's what you wanted, you won't get it tonight. 'Cause I can fly, I can fly. I can fly. I can fly.
What is going on to Raiders? Dab it up. Welcome. How are we doing today? Happy Saturday. Who do we got in the chat today? Let me read out the chat real quick. We got Tico's DOP, the Maple Stax legend, Bank Bro, Bad Buddha Trades, Ika Mudcats, Deeks, Colonel, Even, always rocking, Sunlit Trading, The Waffle, DOP. I think I already said your name. 50-cent dollar. Sheesh, I can't even keep up. Thank you for all the follows today and the first-time chats. House of Stax in the house. Yes, sir. I see the live trades every day. He banking. Yes, sir. How we doing? Damn, turnout is crazy. Well, guys, how was your week in the House of Stax? Type a 1 in chat if your week in House of Stax was nothing short of excellent. And I'm going to set something up here right before we jump into things. Yes, sir. All right, I got to set this up so that we don't spam John Cena's when we're trying to talk. Okay, there. John Cena is shut off. All right, guys. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream, Trader Spotlight, Season 2, Episode 5, with your boy, 100 million, and the legend, the GOAT, Maple Stax. Let me just get some interview music going here, and we'll bring him on the call. Hope you guys brought some questions. If you do have questions, you can at me or at Maple in the chat, and we'll be able to answer your questions at the appropriate time. Okay? Let me pull up Maple Stax Twitter. I'm sure you guys all know all about Mr. Maple. But here he is, if you have no idea. At Maple Stax, out on Twitter. Chart Hashira, House of Stax, Atlas Trading. There's the Patreon if you guys want to subscribe to the House of Stax. Okay, check him out. Hit that follow. And without any further ado, let's get him up on voice. Welcome, Mr. Stax.
Hey, brother. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Very well.
Awesome, man. Good week this week? Good weekend starting off?
Yeah, everything was great. Excuse me. Thursday was a bit bumpy, but the rest of the week was great. We had a lot of good opportunities in the market, and we're able to, break them down and take advantage of them.
100%, man. Any plans for the weekend? And how are you starting your weekend? What's it like? What does Maple Stax do on a weekend?
I'm a pretty normal guy, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go to the beach, play some tennis, maybe go to Home Depot or something. Just taking it easy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exciting. Home Depot.
Yeah, man, you gotta get those doorknobs and doors and molding everything.
Yes, sir. You gotta build the house of Stax.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
But any plans for yourself?
Honestly, not really. Might be going to a little, I guess I have a friend who's like an influencer, and she booked like a restaurant somehow.
Oh, so a date, right?
Well, no, because it's a group of friends, and it's like a ski theme, and so I have to dress up like I'm going skiing. So
okay.
Yeah,
I got you. It'll be fun, man.
No, it'll be fun.
I'm sure it'll be fun.
I don't know how she did it though, because everything's closed down in Canada. So I'm quite impressed.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
But no, thank you for coming on the show. I appreciate it.
Oh, of course. It's we're long overdue. Long overdue.
No, 100%. So I'm very excited. Chat's very excited. Let's begin. A Million wasn't prepared to talk about his lady friends. Let's begin by diving a bit into your background. How did you first find trading, Atlas trading, and how did you develop your style into what it is today?
Okay. So I was working as a car salesman, had worked there for a couple years, and just really wanted a change of pace in my life. And had seen about investing and was like, oh, I was making good money selling cars, and always wanted to do something different, something with a bit more free time, and letting my money do more work for itself. So I looked at investing. Investing was a bit too slow for my kind of pace of making money. So I found day trading. Right. Originally, I was on Reddit forums, joined a few different discords, and then found Atlas. There's a lot of different channels in Atlas for multiple styles of trading, and I found the scalp team. Right, scalp team was now is the momentum floor, and got to in good company with a lot of those guys. Learned a lot from them. But the main thing was that I learned the most through my own experiences. Right, you can try to emulate and learn from other people's kind of styles of trading. Right, but the main thing is taking away each day, what you learned and what you could have refined for the future trading session. So I started off with Robinhood, like most people start off with. Deposited $500, lost that, dwindled that down very quickly from random call outs and stuff like that. And then, I was like, hey, if I'm going to do this in the long run, if this is going to replace my kind of method of income, then I need to take this a bit more seriously, right? And of course, everyone thinks, the first 3 months, 6 months, oh, I'll figure this out, I'll make money, I'll be profitable, right? Boy, was I wrong, right? Yeah, it took about a year, right about under a year for me to really start making, some kind of a consecutive profit, right? Or consistent profit. And my trading style, there were so many things out there: indicators, Bollinger Bands, EMAs, SMAs, all sorts of different things. And they all work, but you really have to find out which one's going to work for yourself. And for something that I could wrap my mind around was the very simplistic concepts of trading, right? Naked trading, pivot points, support and resistance, stuff like that. VWAP was one of the very first indicators that I put on the chart and remains on my chart to today, to this day. So I really look at trading as trying to make it as simple as possible, especially for newer traders that are wanting to learn this craft, as well as just going in day out, not worrying about all the noise, this or that. Right, my basis of my strategy is the 9, 20, and 200 EMA, as well as supply and demand, of course, support and resistance, VWAP, and a few little tricks here or there that I use.
Awesome. No, that sounds really cool. That's very similar to what I use too, so that's kind of funny. I'm 9, 20, 200, and VWAP as well. Do I have anything else? I added VPOC recently, but that's...
I don't use volume profile or anything like that. It's just something that's just where I stopped, learning, adding more things. But the thing is, right, why are these so powerful, right? How many people in chat use the 9 and the 20, right? Right. And if you do use it, then you know that other traders are putting money behind these indicators, so it adds that much more strength if you can find which one's being accurate on the right time frame.
Right. No, 100%. Let's so I'm curious, how long did it take you to find consistency with your trading? And like, you blew up an account, you said, small size. How long did it take you to find consistent trading? And did you ever have a job that you had to leave to trade full time? Oh, you said you did.
Yeah. So I was working car sales, right? And I had this deal, and practically, I'll just make it short, right? My boss had stole the deal from me, right? Stole practically $2,000, that would have fed me, and
Wow.
just right out of my pocket, right? They asked me to go do something. I left. I come back. They signed the deal. The customer's already in the car, right?
Wow.
Happy as, yeah, exactly. So, yep. Once that happened to me, I knew that I was not a valued, employee, right? And
Yeah.
that sounds funny to say, valued employee. That sounds like an oxymoron, right? Now that I have been trading, no one really values their employees, I would say. Um, so I wanted to be my own. I've always wanted to open my own kind of path in life, right? Something that I could go back to day in day out and rely on myself. So I had been, on Robinhood, this or that, just at my job, whatever, when I had downtime and stuff. And once he took that deal from me, I was like, okay, I have enough money to live comfortably for a year. I'm a very frugal person. I'm not flashy whatsoever.
Hmm.
Um, and I took the leap of faith, right? I was going to sit there and, trust myself and have faith that I was going to try to learn how to do this, right? Keyword try, right? Because you can still try and try and try, but of course, if you fail, that's the determining factor whether or not you can actually do something, right? If you fail, you can get back up and get back on the bike and keep moving. But a lot of people, if they fail once, twice, maybe even the fifth time around, if they give up, you're only letting yourself down, and there goes all your hopes, dreams, and ambitions.
Right.
So, um, it took a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of stress, a lot of emotional kind of anguish. I'm sure everyone goes through that, but in hindsight now, all of that is, kind of sentimental to me, right? That had to happen in order for me to become a profitable trader and to become confident in myself. Now, if you are a new trader out there listening, you know, the best thing that I can try to give you or tell you is that you really need to know who you are as a person, and that is going to, pass on over to who you are as a trader, right? A lot of people kind of undermine that or don't add value to that. But for myself, I know who I am, in and out. I know that I'm confident. I know that I can be an angry person at times. Look at the pros and cons of yourself. And, a lot of times we are not very humble, right? We're very prideful. And pride kills, right? If you're in a trade, you're very prideful. You're like, hey, this trade, it's going to go down. It's going to go down. And then it rips up in front of your face, right? Pride just took your money out of your account, right? But that's not just from trading, right? Pride in life, can also take away from opportunities and everything like that.
Right, 100%. And I think that's a big issue is like what are your thoughts on like new traders coming to the market and like there's so many different ways to trade and they're not all great for a specific person. Like how do you navigate that space and figure out, what indicators are good? Are you a swing trader? Are you a day trader? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, that's another question that I get a lot is that, that everyone always asks, hey, Maple, what works for you, right? What do I need to be putting on my chart?
Right.
And, what works for me may not work for you, right? What I can understand and wrap my mind around, everyone's minds work totally different, right? Everyone has different circumstances that they've gone through in life. And, I would go through strategy by strategy, one by one, and see which ones that you can really understand. So before I was using naked trading, right? Pivot points, support and resistance, supply and demand, just reading raw price action, right? And I didn't really get into indicators too much. I saw that a lot of people were using them, having success with them. So I didn't just go in and plot them on my chart, on my, my execution kind of setup on my PC, right? What I did was sit there in my review each night or maybe on Webull throughout the day. And just whenever I had free time, I threw the 9 and the 20 on. I looked at multiple time frames and I was like, hey, I can fit myself into these trades and ride and hold on to these winners just by these two little lines, right? So once I kind of understood that, I sat there for 6 months. I kept trading my original style, but I kept taking in the information that these EMAs were giving me. And once I included them into my trading, it meshed very well with the naked trading, right? Because naked trading, you may miss a lot of the entries that the EMAs may provide for you. So, I really look at them as the shoelaces to my trading, right? It ties everything together
Hmm.
and it gives me an overall view of multiple points of view from multiple traders, across the country, across the world, right? And that adds that much more confirmation and strength to the trades that I put on each day, right? In the house of Stax, we've had a 13-day green streak, and a lot of newer traders, or traders who are not profitable, are figuring out, hey, this is the way that I've been trading before was completely incorrect. And you just needed to look from a different perspective, right? Look to see, hey, am I doing this correctly, or am I being prideful about my style of trading?
That's an awesome answer. Thank you. Does that make sense to everybody? So you started with small caps. How is that starting for you? And like going from small caps to large caps, was it a big change, or was it pretty easy to kind of do that switch?
So with small caps, right, we're all expecting this kind of Santa rally, end of year kind of shebang.
Right.
And I was telling everyone, like, hey guys, just wait, just wait. There's going to be way more opportunities. And you know, they never came, right? Maybe a pop here or there, and that's where I really started to see a lot of my friends, especially right, moving over or already trading large cap options, making all of these kind of opportunities, and my time was not really being valued in small caps, right? Maybe I was just there because of my, being enamored with small caps, right? That's what I started off trading. Now, the common misconception is that a lot of traders feel like they need to trade small caps or commons before moving over to large cap options, and that's completely false. I have been teaching a lot of people who have never traded options before and have, moved over from small caps and, been like, hey, what have I been doing with my time, right? Day in, day out. I am very thankful for all of my experiences through small caps, through trading small caps. I've learned so many different things. But the thing that adds so much more to my style of trading is that I took everything from small caps and brought them over to large caps, and they worked fine. But in my review, in hindsight, everything from large caps was purported onto small caps, right? But the TA is weaker in small caps, so I'm that much more of a stronger trader when I do trade large cap options now. And I will never go back, right? I will possibly swing a small cap here or there if the markets, show me that sense of favor towards the long side or short side, whatever. But I'm much more comfortable, much more confident, and much more happy trading large cap options. So
100%. And where does someone begin with options? Are they, should they study the spreadsheet, kind of learn how they work? Is it about the charts? Where does someone start with options for newer
um,
traders?
I feel like, you know, where I started was understanding technical analysis, right? How the charts were moving. That, of course, is the basis of all, kind of progress within trading. Now, of course, I would say 90% of trading is, your mental state, right? Psychology and everything like that, having a clear understanding of who you are. But if you're just talking about technicals, I would go through, look at charts, see how you can understand a chart and take a trade. Then I would move on over to, you know, identifying what style of trading is comfortable for you, right? For myself, I love day trading. I don't really like swing trading. It's it can be stressful at times, especially in this market. I'd rather just day trade. Now, if we are on the up on the indexes and everything, then I would, include some swing trades here or there. But we're sitting here making 1, 2, 300%ers every day, and I'm out and done by 1 or 2 o'clock. So there's no reason for me to, miss sleep overnight, wake up in the morning, ruin my day, right? It adds a lot of noise and strays my emotions much more differently than, waking up 8:30. Hey, what are we going to trade today? Delving through the charts and knocking them out. Then I would go through and try to understand the options contract kind of spread as much as you could. That is the biggest thing for me in my change over to options was learning the spread, right? Because if you're trading small cap commons, you're just buying the commons, right? You're buying the price right then and there. But there is theta, there's delta, open interest volume, all of that on the options contract. And it can be confusing, but I really just look at these contracts as trading them like commons. We're just flipping premiums day in, day out. And, so just be patient with yourself. Don't go into options looking to make a ton of money because the opposite will happen, right? It's set
Yeah.
up that way for a reason. I look at if you're learning something in the market, you're still an intern, right? You may not be paid anything or being paid at all, but you are there for the experience, and the experience is truly what makes you a better trader at the end of the day. Now, think about that intern that goes to, starts an internship and is like, oh, we're going to make so much money, focusing only on the money and not truly about the experience, right? So that's what's truly going to make you better as a trader in general, not just an options trader, but really focusing on the process rather than the profits.
Gotcha. No, totally. I do have a question coming up in chat from Let's Go.
Okay.
It says, hello, everyone. How do you manage to concentrate on several stocks? You can talk about that as well, how many stocks you look at the same time during the day. Alerts, question mark, several screens, question mark. And what is your morning routine before starting to trade? Daily trend, hourly trend, and then he decides to trade according to price action, question mark.
Yeah, well, thank you, Let's Go, for participating, right? I love to see that. Traders hungry for information, right? That's the biggest thing for me. If you're not hungry for it day in, day out, look at us. We're on Saturday afternoon, right? We're here to learn and to teach, right? So starting off, my morning routine, I wake up, start up the stream in House of Stax about an hour before open for pre-market prep. I go through and I chart the indexes, right? I chart SPY and QQQ, and then my two favorite tickers at the at the current time, Nvidia and AMD. Right, I really enjoy trading those. So really go through this weekend. If you don't have a set of tickers that you really enjoy trading in large caps, then I would really kind of recommend you go and try to find those. I chart the pre-market high and pre-market low. I chart the previous day high and the previous day low. And then I go on the hourly or the 30-minute and I mark any supplier demand zones within the last 5 days or so, right? I want those fresh zones where those buyers and sellers are currently holding. Now, yes, daily levels, larger hourly levels are great from a further time back. But, I really look at those as, levels that newer traders may use to base risk off of. Now, a lot of times traders will see zones getting blown through, on the upside or downside. And using those fresh zones from the last 5 days, 10 days or so is really going to help you stay in tune with the current tempo, the current momentum of the chart, whether it be to the upside or downside. How do I concentrate on several stocks at the same time, right? I have 3 screens, 332 inches. I'm going to add a fourth here to watch more. But I am really focusing on the indexes most of the time. I'm watching NASDAQ. I'm watching VIX. I'm watching SPY because, on those other charts that are, or those tickers that are in the holdings, those may move much more fluidly than the indexes may move at times, right? So if I see that, hey, we're in a downtrend on QQQ, right, but it's kind of choppy, I'm going to flip around to maybe Nvidia or AMD, some of the cleaner trenders, maybe Facebook or Microsoft, and see, hey, is this a simpler trade or simpler trend that I can fit myself into rather than trading the chop on the indexes, right? Because the indexes are, reflecting multiple tickers, whereas this, maybe Facebook is dumping, right, like it has been.
Right.
So look at better opportunities. Don't be so obsessed with trading one ticker at a time or this same ticker, right? I know a lot of people get into that mindset, but look at better opportunities. I've been trading for a few years now, and it's just you have to have a lot of fluidity, and especially in regards to your attention. I'm looking, it's probably like a spider, dude, looking all over the place on different charts, seeing how they're aligning and how I can fit myself into this, appropriately. So, and I do look at the daily trend, right? I need to know the macro trend, but intraday, we may be trading the micro trend within that macro trend. So maybe the micro trend is bullish for the certain leg, or for this current leg, or bearish for the current leg, but how does that fit into the macro trend, right? The macro trend being, your hourly, your 4-hour, or your daily, right? Are you getting lower highs and lower lows in a bearish trend? Are you getting higher highs and higher lows in a bullish trend? And how do I decide my trades according to price action? I need to see a strong sense of, confidence between these larger participants in the market. right? I need to be able to see that, hey, there's a decision being made. I look at the market very simply. I know that there's multiple phases. People talk about distribution, consolidation, all of that, right? I break it down very simply. There's two phases. We're either trending or we're consolidating in the micro trend or the macro trend, right? I don't want to trade the consolidation. If I do trade the consolidation, I need to be with those larger participants, right, at the supply or the demand zone in that consolidation. And I'm just waiting for one side to cover or stop out. The misconception is that, hey, I'm going to short on this downtick near this key level, right? And when I short on this downtick near this key level, it's going to add to the selling pressure, right? That's wrong. Okay. That is a low risk entry for a bull right near that support level. What you want as a short who's looking for that pre-market level to break are those buyers turning into sellers, those buyers stopping out. That's going to double the selling pressure, right, from the original short. So it's now not one times, it's two times the amount of selling pressure. And that's where you make your money. You want to short the upticks and go long on the downticks on key reversal points or near key indicators.
Got you. That's a great answer. Are you able to screen share one of your charts, and maybe we could walk through some indicators you like, some entries that you like to take?
Yeah,
like
most definitely.
Okay.
I will just in the Discord, I'll just go through and do that, and I'll clear it out so it's completely clean.
That's perfect.
Let me know if that shows on to your stream.
Yes, sir. I got it perfect.
Awesome. Okay, everything's good. All right.
Yeah.
So going through here, right? I'm gonna chart this out like I would have, in for pre-market prep in the Patreon, right? So pre-market low and pre-market high. Some people were okay. This is a pet peeve of mine, right? A lot of people are like, "Hey, isn't this pre-market high?" No, this is after hour. This is pre-market high. Okay, so sorry, just to get that little rant out of the way. I mark my pre-market levels green. Okay, so it kind of differentiates from just the white trend line. Okay. Then I mark the previous day low and previous day high, right? I just need to know these key levels. I make it very simple for everyone. You can do this in your review and back test this. Okay, now we're on the 10-minute, right? So we can go through, you can go through in the hourly, whatever. I can look very clearly here and see this upper wick right before the previous day low. You can mark this low, or this top of this wick and the previous day low, right? Draw a little zone and then extend it out. Okay, then you're going to have this small body consolidation prior to a large move up dictates a demand zone. Okay, draw that box, extend it out. Okay, we can see that. Now we have two zones. We have a range that we're fighting in between as right. So, if I could pull up, 1 second, my pre-market prep, right here, pre-market prep, QQQ, right? This is what we had yesterday, right? Pre-market high, pre-market low zone. This is exactly what we had right before anything opened up, right? Nothing in the chat. But look at how these levels are respected. Okay, you can see here, right here, I have the call outs, right? The contracts, breaking base above pre-market high, previous day high, reject supply, breaking base below pre-market low in demand, and bounce out of the demand, right? So look at how well these respect. It's short, or it shoves up. You want to short in that supply. Your stop loss is the high of the supply, right? So I'll mark that out. Short stop loss, and then the long stop loss is down here. Now remember, some people give wiggle room, stuff like that, right? Buyers absorb under it. But you could have gone short here and gone long there, gone short again here. Now, this is the part where I'm talking about buyers stopping out. You don't want to short heavily on the downtick. If you short right here and then it pops back up, your contract's now negative 50%, 60% on a 0 DTE, right?
Right.
So you want to short this uptick, waiting for the buyers to respond by them stopping out by this red candle right here. Okay, that is them stopping out. And when it breaks down below, right, you get a break and then it bases. Why does this base work out? It's simply due to the fact that these buyers are going to stop out at any given chance that they can break even, right? And sellers will take advantage of that by selling heavier right there on the base. I don't really like breakout buying. I like breaking bases, the retest. and they'll take advantage of that, taking away those sells, those stop outs from the bulls, and ride them on all the way down. So that's kind of my pre-market prep kind of setup that I do day in, day out, and it works very well for us.
That's awesome. And where do the indicators come in? The 9 EMA and the 20.
So for myself, that comes in intraday. So remember, the EMAs, if it is consolidating, they don't really do you any good, right? I like to look on the 1, the 3, the 5 minute. We'll go here on the 1 minute. Okay, I'm always looking at the 1 off the open. Okay, so we can see here, 1 minute, we're above VWAP. 9 and the 20 are bullish because the 9 is above the 20. Okay, once we fail VWAP here, you get a breakdown and a base, the indicator right here, VWAP. Remember, if it's under VWAP, it's typically bearish, and over VWAP, it's typically bullish, right? That's a common kind of thing that people know.
Yeah.
So it breaks down below and bases. When this bases, look at your EMAs, right? You can short every 9 EMA tap or 20, a strong 20 EMA tap. So these are all your entries. Entry here, entry there, entry there. Remember, you want to short the uptick. You don't want to short when it shoves down. That's a FOMO buy, okay? Especially down in demand. Short this uptick right there. Nothing closes above the 20 EMA. You short this again. That's where your EMAs. Now, when you get a cross, right? You get a cross. 9 crosses the 20. That flips it to a bullish sentiment. Okay, look at all the entries on the bullish sentiment. 9 EMA tap, 9 and 20 EMA tap, consolidation. Looks like a demand zone as well here, right? 9 and 20, these buyers absorb under the 20. They absorb here again. Now, remember, if the 1 minute, a lot of people don't, I'm glad I can show this, but, people don't really understand this or how I can use EMAs on one time frame, but looking at multiple time frames. So someone may have stopped out here on this 20 EMA break, right? So I'm going to mark a purple arrow. Okay, the 1 minute 20 EMA is the 3 minutes 9. Okay, so we're going to go to the 3. See that purple arrow where it breaks? Look at that. That's a perfect entry on the 3 minute.
Yep.
3 minute 9. And then the 20 on the 3 minute is the 5 minutes 9, right? So we can see right here, I will just randomly go through here. The 20 EMA, we'll just mark this arrow, right? That's not going to show me anything, but we'll mark this one green. Okay, so I'll go on the 5 minute. Right there near the 20, within this space, right? It doesn't purport always perfectly, but you can kind of use that as a rule of thumb when you are using your EMA, so you're not stuck on one time frame.
Gotcha. No, that's really smart. So are you scaling and scaling out, or are you kind of going in heavy and then scaling out as how to finish your trade, or how do you enter and exit your positions?
Okay, so I go through here, like we took this Boeing short yesterday on the 210 puts. Okay, so of course we wait for the uptick to short, so you short this, right? I will scale in, I'll scale in on the 9 EMA tap, on the second bar where it pushes over the 9, I'll short this. And if we get a big shoving bar down, but not a lower low yet, I'll add more there, right?
Gotcha.
Now what I do, so let's say we take the 210 puts here, right? 210 puts. When it shoves down, when we break a lower low, right, I'm scaling out. But when I see it shoved back up to the 9 EMA, that's my edge being presented, right? Even down here, when it shoves down and taps this 9, I don't want to add to the 210 puts, right? Because I bought them about 50 cents, and they're down here about $1. So 100% move. I don't want to ruin my average. So what I'll do, I'll ladder, right? I'll take the 205 puts. Yeah, I'll take the 205 puts here. Right, 205 puts, still holding and scaling out of my 210s, but managing another strike price contract. So I'll take the 205 puts there. I still have my great average up here, and now I have a pretty relatively similar average here. On the two further out of the money, these are going to be about 50, 60 cents, the same price that I bought these at, right? And when it goes down, you make more. Let's say it comes back up near this. You can either, since it would be close and it's a 0 DTE, you could have either added back the 200s, or you could have went and took the 200 puts, right? Anything like that. I don't like messing up my average. I do enjoy laddering, but if you are going to ladder, I only take, two extra on top of my original position. So I'll take one or two extra strike prices to ladder most of the time, right? And other times I may just take one other contract, right? But that's how you can capitalize on the same move on multiple contracts. And, because what are you going to do otherwise, right? You're going to hold the 2 10s and hold them all the way. So let's say you make 2R, right? Your 2 reward on that, right? But you can double or triple the amount of profit that you make by laddering on the same trade. You're trading the same exact chart.
Wow, that's really cool. I've always been really interested in laddering, but I haven't learned it yet. So this is very interesting. Can we do one?
Yeah, I do it. Yeah, I do it all the time, and it really helps out. But you have to remember, this is a huge kind of rule that I stick by. If I'm laddering, okay, later entries dictate quicker profit taking. So, when I'm up here and I take the short off the morning, I can hold for a lot longer. But if I take a short here or down here and I make a lower low, I need to start getting out, because what happens, 30 minutes after, right? It takes away all those gains from the shorts and washes them out.
Gotcha. What are some keys that you're looking for in a trend reversal? So obviously this is a downtrend, and you can add to your ladders. What are some kind of red flags that you're keeping your eyes scanning for that'll be like, okay, maybe I should get out?
Okay, so I'm always looking at pivot points, right? So I'm going to clear this out. Pivot points, right? I'm sure you know what this is, right? Lower highs, lower lows, right? Lower highs. This is going to be kind of, quickly drawn because it may not be perfect, but lower highs, lower lows. And you have this high, right? And then this low. When it comes down, right? Lower high, lower low. This is a bearish trend, okay? But then we get this low right here, and it pops above. We haven't gotten a higher high yet, but then we get a higher low. That's the first higher low. So when you get your first higher low, you want to look to see if bulls are going to respond with the higher high. And what happens? You get a higher high right there, right? So now the trend has shifted. You're a little bit late. If you want to get a little bit early in the trend, but maybe a bit more risky, you're going to look at your EMAs on the 1, right? You see 9 and 20 is bearish because the 9 is below the 20. When it goes down and it crosses above the 20, it flips bullish. Look at the bullish trend you could have made money on, right? You could have taken entry on the first 9 EMA tap, laddered some more contracts there, and scaled them all out near this EMA or above VWAP, right? And then look what happens, right? 9 and 20 bullish, and then it crosses right there. 9 crosses below. This is a reversal. You also, from a VPA perspective, right, look at your lows. Higher low, higher low. Where's your higher highs at?
Yeah.
Where's your higher highs at? Then you get a lower low, right? And then what happens? You get another lower low, and then another lower high, and then you make money on the downside. So that's what I do. Another trick. A lot of people don't talk about this, okay? And if you're in this, this is gonna make you money. Without a doubt, it's gonna make you money. All of us in the House of Stax use this every single day. We all have alarms for it, but it's the 10:30 magic time, right? So go on any chart. Go on any chart. I'm telling you, it sounds funny, it sounds quirky. I know, right?
I'm laughing because somebody said that in chat earlier.
Yeah, look at 10:30. Yeah, 10:30. Look right here, 10:20. Right? 10:20. Where does it reverse up to? Right? It reverses. And what time? About 11:30. Then it reverses again. 10:30 to 11:30. You're gonna get 2 reversal points typically.
Wow.
Look at QQQ. Okay. Look at QQQ. What time is that? 10:22. Right around the 10:30.
Right.
Okay. Reverses instantly. Okay. Look at 11:20 right here. Reverses. Okay. Let's go to the day prior. Make sure you guys are taking notes, okay?
Yep. Taking notes.
Yep.
They're all like, no, stop.
Yeah, I know.
Don't give away the secret.
Yep. I know. I'm saucing on you. Look, 10:20. Look at this. 10:20 reverses, okay?
Right.
Look at this. Around 11:20 reverses. Okay, we'll go to the day prior. Now, it doesn't work every day. Not every day, but it does work most days. I would say most, probably 60, 70%. Look at this, about 10:18, 10:20, right before 10:30. Remember, it's not always just on 10:30, but you should be aware of that certain time frame, right? The hour after market opens, where these larger participants in the market come in and they flip it, right? Look at this, 10:30. Look at the reaction. Okay, we'll do one more. See if it works out for us. Yep, look at this. 10:15, 10:20, even 10:30 is right there. Look at 10:30.
Right on the dot, eh?
At the very bottom, 10:30. Yep.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, right?
That is
You will
wild.
make money on this just by looking at the time.
That's
Okay,
crazy.
you got a small account. I might do a 10:30 small. I might just change the small account challenge just to the 10:30 time, and we'll just take reversals on that. Yep. So, I hope that helps you guys. Yeah, it's just little consistencies like that in the market that are gonna make you money, and people may scoff at them or whatever, but
No, hey.
you're gonna be sitting there racking it up. So.
And it's one of those things that like it's working now, maybe it won't work forever, so take advantage of it, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, it does work. Like it's been,
Forever.
what has been going on
That's
in the
crazy.
market is not new, right? We'll go back.
Right.
Let me go on like the 10-minute, so then I can go further back,
That's so
and then
funny, dude.
we'll do like can I do 360 now, 180, then we'll go to the 10-minute. Okay, we'll go to, let's see, let's go all the way back. Okay,
100
right here.
years.
Yeah, 100 years. So this is May 10th, right? What time is that? About 10:30. Okay.
Right.
Reverses up. Little reversal there. Okay, right here. What time is that? 10:30. 10:30, 10:40. What happens?
Right.
Reverses. This has been going on for a long time. Look at this right here. 10:50, 10:30. This is on the 10-minute chart. So general time frame reverses to the downside. So that's the thing with the market. It's beautiful because because it's working now, it means that it's worked in the past because traders have been doing this for decades.
That's crazy. I'm going to call this video what the market makers don't want you to know.
Yeah, they really don't. They really don't.
That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to go over, like, I get a lot of questions about, like, the doji bar method, right? A lot of people understand what a doji bar is, but they don't really know how to trade them.
Let's
right?
cover it.
So,
yeah.
Okay, so I think this was yesterday on the 10. I think this one's a better kind of more clear example. Okay, so I have a video of this on my YouTube, but what I do on a very large shove down, you're gonna see a doji appear. Why does that doji appear? Because there's a balance between buyers and sellers, right? Sellers turning into buyers, they're covering, locking in profit. And buyers are like, hey, we could possibly reverse this, right? This is a pre-market high demand zone, yada, yada, right? They feel like they have something to base risk off of. It's also the 10-minute 200 EMA. So you draw on the original doji, the first one, not the rest of them, on the first one. You draw your support and resistance. Then I draw a body. Your goal here, when you're trading this, if you're short, if you have a bearish sentiment, you short the uptick. You want to be in this area. You don't short down here because you're going to get drug around and you're going to panic and have a bad entry and feel like, you're going to stop out and then it's going to dump on you, right? That's what always happens to people. So you want to be shorting up here. If you're long, you want to be long down here, right? Because where's your risk? Your risk is down here. You're basing your risk off of this level closing. So what shows weakness is seeing candles close up into these lower or upper wicks. So this kind of faked some people out. I was shorting up here and scaling out down there for about $40 or $50 a contract. And then it stopped me out, right? And I was like, okay, well, I'm done for the day. Whatever. I should have stuck around a little bit longer. But remember, the key is, yes, this shows weakness, but the major confirmation for the trend is if it's going to close above or below the support or the resistance. So the moment that it closes, remember, this didn't close above. You have a tweezer top right there. Mm-hmm. And also take into context of your outside or outlying kind of indicators. Where are we in regards to VWAP and what are our EMAs doing? We're under VWAP. We've broken major pivots that were bullish. Now we're in a lower high, lower low trend off of a head and shoulders, right? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. And the EMAs are there for us. The 10-minute 20 EMA is a pretty strong indicator to watch, to hold. So this closes below. The first sign of weakness was this red candle closing into the bottom wick, right? Showing some buyers stopping out. But as soon as this closes below, buyers stop out, right?
Damn.
Yep. And then going into yesterday, let me clear this out.
That dude was so savage.
Big move to the downside, right? Big move to the downside. I'm going to draw my original doji here, the green candle doji. I'm going to draw a body. Do we see any candles closing above into the upper wick? No. Do we see a lot of candles closing to the bottom wick? Yes. That's going to give you confirmation on your price action analysis, right? VPA.
Right.
Now, I don't really use volume too much. I know that may scare some people. I don't use volume quite often. I don't use level 2. I don't use time and sales, none of it. I only trade off of these candles, right? And it's done me wonders. It's blocked out a ton of noise.
Yeah.
I have no bias. A lot of people get into DD and this and that and all of that, right? That really strays you into a bias. I come in day out as a day trader, very fluid. I will be bullish, I will be bearish until they tell me that the trend is no longer that way.
And do you think that's one of the advantages specific to large caps versus small caps?
Well, small caps you can short, right? But then you get into the fees and this or
Right.
that and all of that. I mean, there are fees trading options, but it's just a bit different, right? You got to borrow things and what trading large cap options. I feel like it is kind of I would say significant and special to large caps where you can as a trader, right? When I was trading small caps, I was a permeable, right? I was missing half of the opportunities presented each day, and most of the opportunities in small caps are shorts, I would say. 80 to 90% of the time, right? Most of people making money on their long sit there and lose money consecutively and consistently because they keep trying to relive that long rally experience. Whereas, like most of the time in small caps, it's going to spike up and you make money on the downside. It's free money for a lot of those shorts.
Oh,
So,
for sure. So we talked about ladders and some other strategies. Are there any other like option strategies that you use, or for the most part, is it just calls and puts?
I just use calls and puts. I don't do any kind of
Like
any other
condors and
kind of
stuff like that.
yeah, nothing like that. And not yet
Gotcha.
at least. But I just keep it simple and
Yeah.
we make I'd rather just that's my trading kind of mantra, right? Just keeping it simple. You can make
100%.
money on those butterflies, all of that, right? I do what is it? I do straddle and strangle at
I
times of
was gonna ask
indecision.
that too. Yep.
Yeah, I do that, but it just kind of feels like gambling to me. It's
Right.
not really pushing myself to work harder or really understand the flow of the chart. Anyone can go here and take a straddle or a strangle and stop out on one and make money on the other. Sure, right?
Right.
But you're then it doesn't always make you a profitable trader. I've seen tons of people straddle or strangle an earnings report, and maybe their call went off, but the put loss
Stops out.
or yeah, stops out, of course, but the call didn't make you as much money as you thought, and then you're sitting there possibly even small red or very little green.
Right.
You do see the success stories at time, but I really like to be more precise with my entries and have a better understanding of the chart.
So do you have any earning strategies?
No, I don't really play earnings.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, because it's just kind of you're just waiting for something to happen.
Right.
I'm my strongest suit is the intraday chart,
Mm-hmm.
and after 10:30, I
Yeah.
make most of my money after 10:30.
And
But I do enjoy trading the open. You can make money off the open.
right.
If you're new, it's more difficult, but you need to look at it as taking a scalp. Everything I take off
Yes.
the open, I'm locking in profit very quickly and possibly leaving a core to ride because it's just so much indecision. You have a lot of large participants in the market that have a bullish sentiment or a bearish sentiment, and only one of them can be right, but they can make money on both sides until one side overcomes the other.
100%. Now, I did have a question. Somebody asked out on Twitter, Jaylicious. I don't know if she's in chat, but she wanted you to go over your end of day strategy, and she said you don't like playing end of day. Is that correct?
Yeah, I
Okay.
typically don't like it. I will trade power hour, but like right at the end of the day, like the last 10, 15 minutes, if I'm not already in a trade, I'm not looking to
Right.
squeeze one more out, right? And especially with on QQQ, I went over this in a lesson last night on my Twitch, but a lot of traders don't really do this. They don't really understand how to trade zero DTEs with theta decay and everything like that because sometimes you'll have a good entry. Let's say that on QQQ, right? Let's say that you have a short entry there, right? And it pops back down, you make some money, it comes back up. You would think that your entry would still be pretty green, right? Let's say you bought this at 50 cents or $1. Let's say $1, right? And it comes back, you'd be like, oh, that'd be $1.20 on the lower high, right?
Right.
It may be right there back at $1 because of theta decay and how these market makers are trading the options. So if I go through, I think I was trading. I might have to type it in. That's completely. I think it was the 350s.
Hey, thank you for the sub, Milky Mike, and thank you for the gifted sub from Bad Buddha Trades. I appreciate that.
Let's see, 24. Yesterday's date was the 21st. Yep, perfect. There it is right there. So I'll clear this chart out. Okay, so this is exactly what I'm talking about. In the trend on QQQ, you're getting lower highs and lower lows, right? So you would feel like your contract would be moving alongside the underlying, right?
Right.
On this 0 DTE, that's not what happens. Okay, a lot of people don't teach this or talk about this, but you need to chart your options contract, but not like bear flags, not downtrend, but nothing like that, right? Only supply and demand, only support and resistance. Ignore these indicators. That's from my daily chart. So to start off very simply, support, resistance, right? You can see this channel, right? From these two levels right there. Now to step it up, supply and demand, tight small body consolidation prior to a large move up. Okay, we'll draw a box, extend that out. Okay, supply, large upper wick before a large move down, rejection. Okay. You can see how these market makers are toying with this contract here, okay? You're getting lower highs and lower lows. It's going down, but it's not showing that on the contract. So you can see that this market maker keeps soaking it up 80 cents to $1. Or, 8 cents to 10 cents, right? Where is he selling it? At this resistance right here at 21 cents. That's a 100% move.
1 sec. I just got to move my webcam.
Oh, you're good, brother. You're good.
My chat froze on me. I couldn't see what you guys were saying. Okay, there you go. Continue.
Okay, so right here, you can see that very clearly. So a lot of times when traders are trading, right, they get caught in the middle, right, diddling in the middle, you get a pretty bad entry. But if you look at your options contract, just bid in where that larger participant is soaking and sell when he sells. Yeah, you get a large spike up here, there, sure, whatever, but do with what's consistent. I would rather take the consistent trade over the anomaly trade any day. Any day. So you watch him, you see him rinse and repeat. He's possibly even shorting it, right? Shorting it back down, covering, buying, flipping, right? Everything like that. So you can see your lower high, lower high, lower high, lower low, lower low, lower low. Focus on your options contract chart on a 0 DTE that's dealing with theta decay, that's moving poorly. Okay,
Right.
You could have bought this from 11:30 all the way to, what time is that? 3:30. So about 4 hours of buying the same contract at about 9 or 10 cents and selling it for 100% over and doubling your money over and over here for 4 hours. Trade, just go through, look at your options contract chart, see if you see something fishy going on that's not purporting itself on with the underlying, and capitalize upon it. Okay, I haven't really seen anyone talk about that. A lot of people are against charting options contracts because they feel like it's not reliable or something. But I do this all the time. I took it for a trade. I don't know if you guys saw on my Twitter yesterday, right? We took the same trade, the 250 or the 350 puts.
Right.
Right here it is, right here, less than 10 minutes, 110%, 115, breaking base right there. Then it shoves down, right? Very strong move. But the options contract chart was just doing the same thing.
So some people in chat are asking, how do you bring up the options contract chart?
Okay, so you go to trade, right? I selected the 350s. Let's say you want to look at the 352 calls, okay? Just changing it up. Right click it, go to send on the very bottom. Remember, on your charts, you have to have different cells. I always, if you're trading your options contract chart, I'm sure it's on a different cell and you have active trader up or something like that. So these are all on 1. Okay, the top, these 3 are on 1. This one is on 2, right? Yellow. So I go to trade. I select this contract. I right click it. I go down to send, and then I press 2. Okay. This then pulls up that options contract chart, right? Very different from the underlying, but very good information there. Because what is supply and demand at the essence, right? It is buying something at wholesale, a cheaper price, and selling it at a retail price, a much higher price. That is not only, exclusive to trading, it's exclusive to, water bottles, it's exclusive to shoes, anything and everything that has a price tag on it. Okay. Cars, chips, everything. Okay. So it's the same thing with trading, and these market makers are not doing anything new, and you need to understand that.
Gotcha. That's crazy, man. I wonder if I can pull that up on TradingView. I don't have this in Canada. What you're using?
Oh, Thinkorswim, right?
Yeah. So that's interesting. I'll have to see if I can find that for myself. Okay. Do we want to take any questions from the chat? Anyone who wants to ask Maple Stax a question? Will we have them? And is there anything else you think we should cover? Any more strategies or setups that are interesting that you've been looking for lately, or anything like that?
So I will talk about where we possibly will be going on the Qs on the daily. Right, we already filled that gap that I tweeted about this probably a week or so ago, and we filled the gap. Now we're down to this 350. If 350 fails, right, I'm looking at these kind of daily resistance levels.
Right.
342. There's this kind of mini gap right there. Down here, and then there's some demand zones, right? But I also want those who are listening to really understand that, hey, you can chart all you want, right? Hard work does not, within trading, hard work does not equate to progress, okay? And some people don't understand that. They're like, I'm charting 12 hours a day or 5-6 hours a day. I give this my all. I show up to the market every day, and I'm still not profitable. I'm still not understanding things and this or that, right? Trading, without a doubt, is 90 to 95% psychological. Okay. When I go in on a day trade, the only reason why I know to short on a downtick or short on an uptick and go long on a downtick is because that is the psychological barrier that traders face. A lot of times traders want to FOMO into big red candles and FOMO into big green candles. And while you may make money on that, it will set you up for bad habits. Okay, so breaking that psychological barrier, you guys really need to sit down with yourself, be completely honest, right? With myself, I found that I, had anger problems, right? I would be frustrated very easily. Some people are very fearful or anxious or uncertain with themselves in life, right?
Right.
You really have to be comfortable with yourself to take on trading. Trading will drag you through the mud. It will take everything from you. But if you give this time and keep your seat at the table, trading is a game of longevity. It will reward you, right? That's for everyone out there. Those who quit, that's what market makers want. They want you to come trade for a few months, maybe a year, give them all your money, and then quit, right?
Right.
That's the cycle. So study this weekend, not only charts, but study your emotional kind of understanding of yourself, right? We're very prideful beings, sit there and ask, hey, what are my problems? I know technical analysis. Newer traders truly understand what are good and bad entries most of the time, but what inhibits them from taking those entries is their weak emotions, right? And that may kind of hurt some people's feelings, this or that. But at the end of the day, what separates a profitable trader from an experienced trader, right?
Mm-hmm.
What separates a profitable trader from a losing trader, right? Losing through P&L, and it's the mindset. Day in, day out, it's the mindset.
Yeah, no, that's a great one. And I'm gonna guess that you don't watch your P&L while you're trading.
I kind of have a nasty habit of looking at it sometimes. It's just too fun. I don't know, man.
I hear you.
I can't sit here and lie. I do
Yeah.
look at it.
Oh, for
I
sure.
mean, yeah. I mean, even people in chat, I never tell people not to look at it, even though it's better
Right.
to focus on the process.
Sure.
I don't know. It's just something I do.
That's fun to look at, right? So we are getting some questions flooding in from chat. I will take them now. Let me just scroll up here. So start with Ticos. Welcome back to stream, Ticos. What are some psychological elements Maple faced when first starting, and how did he overcome them? I think we kind of covered that.
Okay. Well, how did I overcome them? What did I do on a daily basis? So, Every day throughout my trading day, I will mark little notes. What emotions am I experiencing? Am I being too overzealous with euphoria? Am I being kind of quiet and shy, or fearful or anxious? Am I having a hard time? Am I having a good time? Right? Understanding and aligning that with my trades. How am I feeling in a good trade and how am I feeling in a bad trade? Just to give myself a better understanding of truly who I am as a trader and how that's affecting my emotions throughout the day. So, yes, on a dump, we're overly zealous, right? Having a great time, but through this chop, how am I feeling? A bit, maybe some frustration, maybe some sense of confidence if I'm looking at the zones properly. What's my analysis? And how is that being affected with emotions, as well as accepting the fact that we will experience losses. Myself as an experienced trader, I know that, hey, even though I have this awesome day, there are going to be those bad days ahead. You look at all of maybe like PJ or Hugh or something like that, right? They
Right.
have 50K, 100K, 300K losing days, even though they are some of the best kind of traders out there. um that day is just inevitably going to happen. But what separates that trader from the trader who is, enwrapped or too overtaken by their emotions, right? That trader is going to trade poorly and much more poorly after that loss. Whereas the experienced trader knows, hey, I got to get it together. I got to tighten it up. Maybe I was being, less obedient to my rules. And we're going to come back from this and I'm going to make my money back and more. And that's always what has kept me going. Always looking at the future as well. Where am I going to be when I first, years ago, years ago, before trading everything, but when I was, down and out in my life, I said, life's not the best, but it could be better, right? But where am I going to be a year from now, right? Am I
Right.
still going to be in this same position, or am I going to better myself, push myself to be better, so that my life improves, my quality of life? A lot of people think quality of life is Rolexes, cars, all of that, right? No, quality of life is spending time with loved ones, right? Quality of life is having free time, not being stuck at a job all day, right? It's
100%.
having a better sense of mental health,
Mm-hmm.
being happy, right? That's what I always yearned for, and that's what I've been achieving day in day out with keeping a positive mindset.
That's awesome, man. I love that. Gonna keep going with the questions here. We got about 3, maybe 4 more. This is from Let's Go once again. Does he notice there's a lag in the options relative to the stock price? And do you set a limit price to buy or a market price? That's a good one.
Now if I get that options chart with a theta decay and we're just channeling, I will bid into that. But most of the time, I'm just slapping the ask, and if I don't get filled, I'll market buy, right? Just to be quite honest, because my analysis, no one's analysis is 100% accurate, but most of the time, right? I would say 60-70% of the time, I fairly accurate. And the main thing is getting into the trade. What happens if I market buy or join the or slap the ask right there? I'm getting a fill around this area, maybe a little bit higher, right? What happens if you bid in and you don't get filled? You're gonna FOMO into this big green candle. You're gonna slap the ask like you should have done down here already, and
Mm,
then you're gonna question yourself. You're also not gonna make as much money. So if I am going through, I'm sniping entries. What's important is getting the entry rather than getting the perfect entry.
right. No, I love that. Um, so this one's coming out from Olskew. Appreciate the disclosure about your emotional challenges. How did you overcome them, and what do you do on a daily basis? We kind of covered this one. There's 2 similar questions, I think. Do you have anything to add though to that one? Any
Um,
long-term tips, I guess?
just be kind to yourself, right? Don't feed into the self-loathing. A lot of people will sit there, oh, I suck, I'm the worst trader ever. That really, it's like a little seed that grows, and then it's going to grow and grow, and you're going to truly believe that, and it's going to represent itself into your trading day in day out. I myself, hey, if I take a losing trade, I'm going to get back up. I know that I understand these charts and know how to capitalize upon them. I'm going to get the next opportunity, right? Don't get knocked down so much to where you can't get back up. And that's solely from your emotions and psychological understanding of yourself. The mind is everything. Day in, day out, everyone thinks, oh, he's a pro trader. He's just overly confident and knows exactly what the market's going to do. I don't know what the market's going to do. Nobody knows what the market's going to do. But through all of my experiences, there is that sense of uncertainty right before open. But once the candles start forming and there's something to base, my entries on, my edge is present. I then know exactly what to do, and it all lines into place. Now, if you're not there at that point, right, it only takes time. You're not going to learn it over a day. You're not going to learn it in 2 months. You're not going to learn it in 3 months, right? But as long as you're kind to yourself and patient with yourself, you will get to that point in your trading career where you start understanding price action and candles, um, to where you can capitalize upon them day in, day out.
Gotcha. And I have one more question, two more questions from me, and then we'll start to wrap things up here.
Okay, for sure.
So I brought this up a while ago, and I was getting some conflicted answers on Twitter, and then I brought up my last Trader Spotlight, and it was interesting. But what do you think about traders who have debt, and they're trying to trade to pay off debt? What are your thoughts on that? Should the debt be paid off first, or if you can control it, do you use trading to pay it off?
So, I experienced some of that, right? Everyone in some sense of life goes through debt or anything like that, right? That's
Right.
just, it's just how kind of, the government sets things up for people, right? Holding them down. It does add stress, right? If you're trading and you have like I took my leap of faith going into trading, right? It did put stress on my trading. I probably didn't make the best decisions because I was focusing on the money. Now, everyone's circumstances are different, of course, but if you truly focus on the process of your trading and how you can trade beneficially to yourself, not so much for the money is going to follow in the long run. So if you are paying off debt and experiencing that, right, you should try to pay it off as soon as you can, but don't rush your trading journey to be like, hey, I need to make X amount of money to pay this debt off as quickly. That's only going to make you trade poorly and kind of stray your vision away from taking correct setups, taking quality setups. A lot of times, newer traders take a larger amount of quantity of setups that maybe not be as quality because they think it's going to make them money, right? So, if you are experiencing debt, or maybe you're quitting your job, right, you will experience that stress of the heat, right? Of like, hey, I need to make this money, and I'm trying to go full time, this or that. But that's truly what defines a trader at the end of the day. If you can handle all of that and go in, day out, maybe get your ass kicked in the market, but come back the next morning looking for opportunity and hungry, and not having, a kind of beat down emotion or self-loathing or sadness, you're going to make it.
100%. So for those traders listening who are maybe consistent and have a larger account size, this question is going to be for you guys. How do you manage actually paying yourself? And what's your strategy for paying yourself?
Okay, I'm glad that you brought that up because I cannot stress this enough with members in my Discord, right? We obviously, very profitable, but I'm always screaming, pay yourself, pay yourself, pay
Right.
yourself, please, please. Let's say you had $1,000 account, and let's say you made $600. So now you have a $1,600 account. At the end of the week, you need to take at least half of that profit or more. I would probably take 75% of that. Maybe leave yourself with $1,200 in your account. If you made $600 using that 1,000, you can do it again. What a lot of traders get into, is the number in the account. Oh, it's going up. What can it get? It's not real until you withdraw it. What happens with traders? Hey, I'm on a hot streak. I'm on a major green streak, right? You're feeling hot. You're not, you're overconfident, and then you start becoming less obedient. You're less disciplined. You're not following your rules. So, you've seen that traders making great moves for 4 or 5 days, and then it's followed by their worst trading day ever. They blow their account up. They lose all their gains that they made and more. They start to question themselves. They ask their friends, hey, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? It's all right there in front of you. So every week I pay myself. I'm always withdrawing money out of the account, especially after making it. Because I don't need to get ahead of myself or feel overconfident and kind of, begin to stop respecting my rules that I've worked so hard to develop and maintain. Because at the end of the day, we're all here to make money. It's not real until you withdraw it. If you're sitting here and you made money this last week, you know, do what I did, or try to do what I did, and withdraw some money, right? I think this last week I pulled out like 18 grand. So
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. And do you have like a core amount that you try to keep in your trading account, or it doesn't really matter? You're just gonna pay yourself.
it's really up to you, right? Like I said, if you can make money with $1,000 confidently, or even $5,000, whatever, if that's something that you're confident in trading, sometimes that big number in the account scares people. They've built it up. They're like, oh, I don't want to lose that. I don't want to lose that. The market at some point is going to take it from you. We talk about those big red days. I don't care how experienced you are, how well of a trader you are, you're going to go through that. So try to beat the market before having that. And it's going to keep you on your toes. You're going to, always look at, it's like taking a loss without taking the loss. You feel good about the money being out of your account because you've made the money.
Right.
And, now you just have to do it all over again. But you should be confident in doing it all over again because you've done everything positively and in a beneficial manner. And now you're coming back to the market to do it all over again.
For sure. I love that. Now we're getting the question in chat that nobody likes to talk about.
Okay.
What about taxes? If you withdraw all the time, how do you manage taxes?
Well, you just have to keep, everyone thinks like, hey, or I don't know, depending upon how young you are, how long you've been trading, right? Rule of thumb, I'm always keeping about, from my gains, setting aside 30, maybe 40% of that just in case, right? Either you pay it quarterly or you pay it, one lump sum. Do what's best with you. Don't be surprised by the big tax bill if you've been profitable, right? And you've been spending a lot of money. I'm a very frugal person. In my checking account, I only keep. I've been very poor before, guys. Very, very poor. I only keep $1,000 to $1,500 in my bank account at all times, and that's to keep myself, in touch with. Hey, I used to live on just keeping $1,000 or $1,500 in my bank account. I can still live like that. There's no reason to live outside of your means, and what happens to people? Oh, I'm gonna buy. I saw this one guy. He made some good money, whatever. First thing he went and bought was a $20,000 Rolex. Sure,
No.
some people look at that as an appreciating asset, but I mean, come on, man. Like, really, that's what you did?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just you really. A lot of people buy those too to feel like that's their verified check for
Right.
a trader. You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
like, no, that's bullshit. Honestly. So live within your means. That always set money aside for taxes. Be prepared for the tax man. Uncle Sam's gonna get what he wants, and if he doesn't, you're gonna go bye-bye for a little while.
No,
So
100%. Yeah, all right. Unless we have any more questions in chat, I think we'll kind of wrap this up. Keep the YouTube video close to an hour and a half. Anything that you think we missed, Maple, or that's kind of critical to wrap things up with? Oh, actually, I'd love to hear about House of Stax and where people can go to sign up for that as well.
okay, yeah, for sure. So you can go to I'll pull this up. You can go to patreon.com /Maple Stacks, right? 1 second. Here we go. Yeah. You can go to this right here, and this is going to show you, the current promo early access right now. If you join, you're paying for February, right? I will refund Patreon charges on the 1st, so there's no way around that. So you're going to get double charge, but I refund that charge on the 1st of February, right? Immediately. So you're only going to get charged one time, and you're in there all the way to the end of February. I do this quite often, and I never have any problems with refunding people. People always get their money back and only charge one time. It's just the only way that I can do this on Patreon. But I daily live stream every day, 46 hours. Pre-market prep starts at 8:30. I'm on there until about 12 to 2 o'clock typically. I do live EDU sessions just like we had one on Twitch last night, 4 to 6 times a week. I dedicate so much time to the Patreon, okay? As well as, all of the, let's see, right here. The previous live sessions that we have, all of the lessons, they are all available and and all recorded.
Oh, awesome.
Right here, you can see all of these lessons here: 9 and 20 EMA strats, supply and demand, psychological think tank group sessions, my favorite setups, analyzing good trades and bad trades, all of these different things that will help you become a profitable and independent trader. Right, I have a huge library of all of these. I also go in day out. We do the pre-market prep. I set aside contracts and charts that we need to be looking at. I'm always looking at QQQ, SPY, NVIDIA, AMD, and maybe some other things like Target or Disney, anything kind of random. But just to show through, right, some of the progress in the room. This is profits and percents, right? I'll go through back from the very beginning of yesterday, right here. So you can see all of the profits that members have been making, right? Sure, I can post my profits and everything, but showing the process of how these newer traders or somewhat new traders are applying this intraday and making money, right? So very, very good progress from a lot of these members. And, we have fun. We have fun, a ton of fun. Well, I have to invite you, 100.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, we do go in day out. I'm always live streaming, always doing live sessions. We have a very tight-knit community. Everyone is very friendly and helpful. And, if you're really looking for a trading home, if this is not a call-out service. This is not something where I just leave you, I'm walking through trades. I'm telling you, hey, this is how I'm feeling about the current market indexes. This is what, needs to be held. This is the current trend. All of that stuff is reported each day, day in, day out with our trading. And I'm very consistent, right? I'm in the Discord every morning. I never miss a day. If I miss a day, something detrimental has happened. But I'm, dedicated to trading just as much as I am to the Discord of House of Stax.
Yeah, your community's awesome. Thank you to everyone who showed up in the stream today. All the viewers. We got 144 viewers right now. That's huge. One of the biggest streams for me in a while. Thank you for all the follows and the subs, by the way, as well. I'm on the road to 4,000 followers on Twitch.
Yes, brother. Yes. Let's get you there for sure. And I'm very glad to have been able to come on stream, and we need to do it again sometime.
Absolutely, man. I'd love to come out here and hang out again. 100%. Doesn't have to be for Trader Spotlight. We can just come on and do whatever, right? But
yeah, for sure. Trade, whatever, man. Whatever's gonna work.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, thank you so much for coming on the stream today, Maple. You guys can find that link. It's in the chat, so that'll be in the VOD. Or you can hit up Maple Stack's Twitter. Let me pull it up. And it's right here in his bio as well. So you can click that, and it's going to pull up the screen for you. And that is where you'll see the seats in the Patreon to get access to the Discord and all that great library of content.
Yeah, 600 members now, man. It's been a crazy ride, but awesome. Everyone's been, on a great kind of path on their trading journey and everything like that. So it's always about educating and helping the community. And the fee. I mean, a lot of members make the fee within a couple days. Most people in one day. So. Right. But thank you to everyone who tuned in. Thank you, 100, for having me on. And I hope you have a good weekend, brother.
You too, man. Enjoy it. Have a great Saturday. And yeah, we'll see you probably next week.
Yeah. Take it easy. And have a good weekend and enjoy your evening tonight.
Yes, thank you. You as well. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, guys. That was the legendary Maple Stax. Sheesh. Did we learn something today or what? Maple the homie. Thanks for hosting this. Of course. Listen, guys, as soon as I hit end stream, this video will be available under videos on my Twitch channel. And then shortly, maybe a few days later, it'll be posted out on the YouTube channel. Let me link you guys in the chat. That is my YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that up with the follow. All Trader Spotlights get posted there. And I plan on doing a few educational videos on small accounts and stuff like that as well. Okay. And if you enjoy my content and want to get to know me a little more, you can. They're like, no. You can feel free to follow the channel. I'm live on Twitch Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And while Trader Spotlight is active, I'll be online on the weekends, Saturday, Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Unfortunately, we did have a cancellation for tomorrow, but next weekend, we've got some fire guests coming on. Let me tell you guys who they are. Let me just pull it up here. So next weekend should be, I I'm still working out the final details, but it's going to be one of these guests each day. Tommy Triggers, Shark of Traders, if he's feeling better. He was under the weather. That's why he canceled. And Theta Warrior is going to come on the stream. So all excellent traders. We're looking forward to those. Thank you guys for joining me today. I'm your host, 100 a million. And I hope you have an awesome Saturday. I love you. I love this community. 100 out. Oh, we got to play Jason by the midnight. That's how we finish this thing. Hang on. Let me get Jason going. And then I'll say 100 out again. This is what we do. Millionaires. This is what we do. Welcome to the community. I can stop holding the peace sign. There it is. All right, guys. Have a great evening. Enjoy your Saturday. Get drunk. Go nuts. Do some charting. 100. 100 out.